ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति सुपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुं श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान सगण ललिता विशाखान्वितंश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांद राधा कांद नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानु सुदे देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमः ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिने नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घायते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दिनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यमीश्वरं योऽन्धः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयति अखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्नाम् अन्यां च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणां नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं जयदं सुरतो पङ्गोर्मगो मन्दमतिर्गति मत्सर्वस्य पादाम्बुजो राधामदनमोहनो तमादिदेवं करुणानिधानं तमालवर्णं सुहृदावतारम् अपार संसार समुद्र सेतुं भजामहे भागवत स्वरूपम् परमानंद पाठाय प्रेमवर्षीय क्षराय दे सर्वदा सर्वसेव्याय श्रीकृष्णाय नमोस्तुमे गुरुवे गौरचंद्राय राधिकाय तदाले कृष्णाय कृष्ण भक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। हरे कृष्ण हरि ओम तत्सत। So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, fifth chapter, 16th text onwards. विचक्षणोऽस्यार्हति वेदितुं विभोर् आनन्दपारस्य निवृत्तिदा सुखम्
We
प्रवर्तमानस्य।
cannot see the movie.
Yes, Prabhuji.
We
Prabhuji
cannot
said
see that text, Prabhuji.
text 16.
We cannot see the text. I think yeah.
One
No,
point.
that is okay, Prabhuji. Only we cannot see it on the screen.
You can see.
We cannot see it on the screen, Prabhuji. Yeah, I think you have to share it.
No, we can see Prabhuji. It is okay for
We can see.
okay for me actually.
Okay, then maybe I have to change my settings. Something happened.
Yeah, maybe you have to
Okay.
exit.
Yeah, change my setting. Let me check it here.
Chumi Mataji, you can see.
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay.
But screen is
Okay, that
short.
means
You enlarge that one.
It's okay now.
Okay.
विचक्षणोऽस्यार्हति वेदितुं विभोर् आनन्दपारस्य निवृत्तिदः सुखम् प्रवर्तमानस्य गुणैरा अनात्मनस्ततो भवान् दर्शय चेष्टितं विभो विचक्षणोऽस्यार्हति वेदितुं विभोर् आनन्दपारस्य निवृत्तिदः सुखम् प्रवर्तमानस्य गुणैरनात्मनस्ततो भवान् दर्शय चेष्टितं विभो। हरे कृष्णा के जुबी माता जी।
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
हरे कृष्ण।
विचक्षणोऽस्यार्हति वेदिदं विभो रन्धपारस्य निवर्तिदा सुखं प्रवर्धमानसगुणोर्नात्मना स्तुतोद्भवन् दर्शया चेष्टिदं विभो.
Very good. Okay, translation Kapil Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, the Supreme Lord is unlimited. Only a very expert personality retired from the activities of material happiness deserves to understand this knowledge of spiritual values. Therefore, those who are not so well situated due to material attachment should be shown the ways of transcendental realization by your goodness through descriptions of the transcendental activities of the Supreme Lord. Hare Krishna.
Very good. The Supreme Lord is unlimited. Only a very expert personality, retired from the activities of material happiness, deserves to understand this knowledge of spiritual values. Therefore, those who are not so well situated due to material attachment should be shown the ways of transcendental realization by your goodness through descriptions of the transcendental activities of the Supreme Lord. Okay, now who is telling this to whom? What is the caption of this chapter? Hmm? What is the caption? Heading. Narada is instructing Vyasadeva, right? Narada is instructing Vyasadeva because Vyasadeva is totally bewildered. Why he is not satisfied? So it is Narada's instruction to Vyasadeva, the reason for his bewilderment. Here it said that the Supreme Lord is unlimited, only a very expert personality retired from the activities of material happiness deserves to understand this knowledge of spiritual values. Therefore, those who are not so well situated due to material attachment should be shown the ways of transcendental realization by your goodness through descriptions of the transcendental activities of Supreme Lord. So Narada is instructing Vyasadeva how a person or how persons who are materially attached, how they should be given the transcendental knowledge. So it is possible only for a person who is above the three modes of material nature can enlighten those who are materially attached. Okay, those who are already bound by the rope. Okay, suppose my hands are bound by rope, and your hands are also bound by rope. Okay. Can I release you from this binding? All our hands are bound. So those whose hands are free can only release the other person whose hands are bound. So here, a person who is well situated above the three modes of material nature, who doesn't have any material attachment, can only enlighten or release from the bonds of material nature those who are already bound. So let's see what is there in the purport. Theological science is a difficult subject, especially when it deals with the transcendental nature of God. It is not a subject matter to be understood by persons who are too much attached to material activities. So it's very clear the theological science, the religious science, religiosity is not understood by mundane people, ordinary people who are too much attached in worldly affairs. So it's not a subject matter to be understood by persons who are too much attached to material activities. So if we are too much attached to material activities, then it is not possible for us to understand the theological science of God. Because if those who are attached to material activities, they will be in lower modes. Okay, mode of passion and mode of ignorance. At least one should situate oneself in the mode of goodness to understand the science of God. So only the very expert who have almost retired from materialistic activities by culture of spiritual knowledge can be admitted to the study of this great science. So who can be admitted and who is eligible to understand? Only those who have almost retired from material activities, almost by culture of spiritual knowledge can be admitted to the study of this great science. So those who are too much involved or indulged in material activities, for them it will be very difficult. Because their mode, the mode with which they are influenced, doesn't allow them, permit them to understand these great science. Your consciousness should be to some extent pure. Now our consciousness are polluted, contaminated with the worldly activities, worldly affairs, attachment to our family, attachment to the society, attachment to the nations. So much of attachment is there for all of us. So one should slowly, especially those who are, almost retired from the material attachment. So those who are in the grahastha ashrama, totally involved in the material activities, for them it will be difficult. Because that's why we're saying, I don't have time. I don't have taste. I'm chanting, but I don't have taste. Because we are too much attached in the material activities of family, extended family, then society, then nation, so on and so forth. So such people, for them, it will be very difficult. Those who have already finished their grahastha ashrama, finished their responsibilities in the grahastha ashrama, they have no more responsibilities to finish. For them, it's easy because now they are well settled, they are almost retired, they can involve more in spiritual activities, provided they have an inclination. Even after the 50 years, 60 years, if you are still attached to money, name, fame, sense enjoyment, for them it will be difficult. But those who are inclined in spiritual activities, I want to attain the spiritual goal in this human life itself. For them it is easy because they will make a full stop. Okay, enough is enough. I have enjoyed my grahastha ashrama life. Now it is time for me to retire. I should try to get spiritual realization, or I should try for liberation from this material existence. So those who are having that inclination only can progress in spiritual life. Others, it is just like the knots. If you make a knot with threads, so many knots, it is very difficult for us to untie that. The only way that we can do is we can just cut that. So we have to cut such knots of material attachment with the sword of knowledge. So that's what it is mentioned here with the spiritual knowledge, by culture of spiritual knowledge. So if you want to cultivate the spiritual knowledge, we have to take shelter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, and such literatures. So first of all, we should have faith, then we should have inclination. Only then it is possible. If we are too much attached to material sense enjoyment, for them it's difficult. We may be doing artificially or externally, we may be, reading, or we may be, going to temple, praying and all that. But the purpose behind that is again material enjoyment. Okay? We are seeing people going to temple, doing chanting, many other things. What is the purpose? Actually, it should be for self-realization, to get out of the vicious cycle of Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi, and attain the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But unfortunately, our goal is not that. Most of us, our goal is to have more and more comfort in material life. So such people will never attain in this life, at least, because their desires are still there, and for them, it will take a long way, at least many lives, to come to this understanding that enough is enough. Now I should try for spiritual realization or liberation from this material existence, because we are continuously undergoing kleshas, difficulties, okay, distress. So if you want to get rid of this distress, dukhalaya mashashadam, we have to take to theological science, science of God, and religiosity, dharma. Without that, it is not possible. So, in the Bhagavad Gita, it is clearly stated that out of many hundreds and thousands of men, only one person deserves to enter into the transcendental realization. So, Manushyanam Sahasreshu Kashit Edadi Siddhaye Edadam Apisiddhanam Kashit Mam Veti Tattvadaha. After thousands and thousands of people, hardly few will try to study or understand the science of God. And out of such people, hardly one will know me in truth. So the percentage of people who really are interested in this very few, and out of such few people, hardly one will know me in truth. That is what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. Only few can understand the theological science, specifically dealing with God as a person. Sri Vyasadeva is therefore advised by Narada to describe the science of God directly by relating his transcendental activities. So, before that, he was beating around the bush. Before meeting Narada Muni, he was giving details of Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, which are again in the three modes of material nature. Now, Narada Muni is advising Vyasadeva to glorify the Supreme Personality of Godhead directly by relating his transcendental activities, which are above three modes of material nature. So, by listening, by discussing his past name, qualities, pastimes, our anarthas, our kalmashas will be cleansed. So that's why in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, Matchitta Madgada Prana, Bodhayanda Parasparam, Kathayandascha Mam Nityam, Tushyanti Cha Ramanti Cha. When devotees meet, they have no other topic to discuss except the name, form, qualities, and leelas of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, in which they relish. In the material activities, when we discuss, what happens? After some time, there will be fight. There will be differences of opinion. Okay? And even the closest friends will become enemies. So this is what happens when we discuss material things. But in spirituality, when we glorify the Supreme Personality of Godhead's name, fame, qualities, and leelas, both the speaker and the hearer will relish it, and they will spiritually advance. All their kalmashas will be destroyed. So it's said that Vyasadeva is himself a personality expert in this science and is unattached to material enjoyment. Although he is a person, in the Grihastha ashrama, he is not attached to material enjoyment. He is unattached. Therefore, he is the right person to describe it. And Sukadeva Goswami, son of Vyasadeva, is the right person to receive it. So Vyasadeva is instructing to Sukadeva Goswami, who is his son. He is the right person. Although he is in the Grihastha ashrama, he is not having any attachment to the Grihastha ashrama. And at the same time, his son Sukadeva Goswami, he is a self-realized person already. So for him also, it is easy to receive it and perceive it. Srimad Bhagavatam is the topmost theological science, and therefore it can react on the layman as medicinal doses. Okay? So when we are sick, we go to the doctor, right? And we get medicine. Depending upon the intensity of sickness, we get low dosage or high dosages. Isn't it? Similarly, here also, how this medicine of Srimad Bhagavatam will react according to our quality, according to our sickness. If we have intense or if we are seriously ill, then dosages should be given more. There should be chastisement, especially, from elders who have some relationship. Anybody cannot chastise. Anybody cannot scold. Okay, just like Vidura came and chastised or scolded Dhritarashtra. Enough is enough. You have been living under the mercy of Yudhishthira Maharaj and Pandavas. Okay, still thinking that you are the king. They have killed all your 100 sons, and still you are stuck there in their palace, eating their roti. Okay, you are living in their house as a household dog. Such a severe chastisement he did to enlighten him the reality, the truth of the life. At least now get out and start some spiritual activities. It is high time that you leave their mercy. Why you should live such a household as a household dog in their house? So Vidura chastised who? Dhritarashtra. So that time it clicked. Till then, Vidura has been chastising him, giving him advice, but it never clicked him. But at that time, that was the right time it clicked, and he left for the north to Himalayas, in search of spirituality. And he started practicing Ashtanga Yoga. Like that, he left his body. So that's what, Vidura did, or helped Dhritarashtra. So here also, Srimad Bhagavatam is the topmost theological science, and therefore it can react on the layman as a medicinal doses. So we have to, how our eyes can be opened, how our ears can be opened, by giving the doses of Srimad Bhagavatam. Enough is enough. You have been living in different bodies, sometimes like humans, sometimes like animals, sometimes birds, sometimes worms, sometimes trees and plants. Okay, how long you are going to get these different bodies? Stop it. Do something for liberating yourself from this material encagement. We are encaged, just like birds are encaged. They have no freedom. So it is high time that you also stop this business. What is dharma, artha, kama, moksha? So try for self-realization, and that is the ultimate goal of life, human life. So here it is said there is no difference between the Lord and the literature. And the Supreme Lord person, and this is book Bhagavata. Person Bhagavata, book Bhagavata. There is no difference. The literature is the factual literary incarnation of the Lord. It's a personality. This literature, Srimad Bhagavatam, is the literary incarnation of the Lord. The book is also personality. Book Bhagavata is a person. And Supreme Personality of God also is a person. So the layman can hear the narration of the activities of the Lord. Thereby, they are able to associate with the Lord and thus gradually become purified from material disease. So people like us, layman, by constantly receiving this medicine or hearing this Leelas, narration of the activities of Supreme Lord, slowly and gradually will progress. And one day will be cleansed of all the anarthas, will get purified. Purified from material diseases. What is the material diseases? What is our material diseases? We are struggling with what?
Birth, disease, and what? Janma.
Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi. Yes. Why we are undergoing this Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi? That is the question. So what are the material diseases?
Material attachment.
Attachment, yes, attachments, and attachment to our senses, attachment to our body, attachment to our extended senses, family, nation, society, all these are all our material diseases. We identify ourselves with the body, with the extensions of the body, with our name, fame, possession, money, all these things. This is the material diseases. We think that these are all going to be there permanently with us. It's a matter of time. Everything will be taken away. Everything will be taken away. It's a matter of time. For us, it may be in terms of years, 1 year, 2 years, 10 years, 20 years, 40 years, 50 years. It'll be snatched. Everything will be snatched. Parents, they will leave us. Our in the office, if we have some big position, CEO, director, this, that, one day we'll have to leave that. No more chair, no more naukar chakar, which we have been enjoying so far. One day we'll be left with no one. Nobody will inquire. When we are having some position, people are like, yes, sir. How can I serve you? Can I get you a cup of tea? Okay. Can I drive you and take you there? They will do salam. But when we lose this name, fame, position, possession, nobody will be there to inquire. We'll be left alone. No wife, no husband, no children. Why? We become invalid. It will be a burden for others. We become burden. We cannot help ourselves, nor others will be willing to help us. So such a situation should not arise. So we can depend upon the Supreme Lord. When such situation comes, He will help us. Nobody in this material world can help us except the Supreme. So He is the person who is maintaining us. He is the person who is protecting us at all times. Yudhishthira Maharaj was also thinking that I am protecting the Dhritarashtra. I am maintaining the Dhritarashtra. When they left to Himalayas for spiritual emancipation, he was thinking that, how he will live, what he will eat, who will protect him. But again, that time Narada Maharshi only came and told Yudhishthira Maharaj, why you think that you are the doer, you are the protector? Don't think that way. The God is the supreme proprietor. He is the controller. He is the protector. For everybody, He has given food. So that God who is supplying food to everybody, only He is supply food to Dhritarashtra. It's not that you are protecting or you are maintaining. So we are suffering from the material diseases. The material diseases are that we are identifying ourselves with the body and with the extensions of the body, that is families, relatives, friends, nation, society, then our name, fame, position, wealth, so on and so forth. So these are our material diseases. These are all temporary. We don't understand that. We take it for granted. This is for us, for eternally it will be with us. So the expert devotees also can discover novel ways and means to convert the non-devotees in terms of particular time and circumstances. There are devotees who are very expert in transforming the non-devotees or non-believers to believe the existence of God, and they are totally dependent on many factors. Nobody is independent in this world. Many of us think that I have money, I have influence, I have power, and I'm independent. Nobody can touch me. Many of us think still that. Just a small virus shook the whole world. Corona, isn't it? We were running up and down how to save ourselves. Vaccination, this, that. Many of them, they had to leave the body. Could they do anything? No. So all this, our influence and power and money and all these things are temporary. We still don't understand. In spite of hammering again and again through Bhagavad Gita, through Bhagavatam, through Acharyas. So this is what Narada Maharshi and Vyasadeva is trying to inform all of us. It's all a matter of time. So in the cosmic time scale, from the time scale of demigods and Brahma, our life is just a fraction of a second. It's a fraction of a second. Just from our time scale, the life of an ant, the life of a small insect. Does it matter? Few hours or few days, whereas we are living 100 years. So we have a long lifespan, and from our perspective, an ant may live for few days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days. But as far as the ant is concerned, for that 3-4 days is 100 years for that ant also. The 100 years for Brahma, 100 years for us, 100 years for the small insignificant ant also. So that 3 or 4 days, that small insect living is as good as our 100 years for them. So such transcendental activities of the devotees for the service of the Lord can bring a new order of life to the foolish society of materialistic men. Prabhupada is very harsh. Why? Because we are dumb, deaf, and we are blind. That's why, he's telling foolish society of materialistic men. Yeah, very nice. Such transcendental activities of the devotees for the service of the Lord can bring a new order of life to the foolish society of materialistic men. So it's addressing us. We're all from the same category, thinking that we are going to be here permanently and we are going to enjoy this life, and everybody's, under my order, under my command. Whatever I want, I can get it done because now I have youth, I have money, power, muscle power, influence, everything. So I don't have to worry. But again, we should understand that this is a matter of time. Time destroys everything. So that's what Prabhupada is telling foolish society of materialistic men. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his subsequent followers exhibited expert dexterity in this connection. By following the same method, one can bring the materialistic men of this age of quarrel into the order for peaceful life and transcendental realization. So it is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's order to all his followers and associates to go and preach, to go and give this, very, very good medicine of Hare Krishna mantra. Distribute this medicine to everyone, to anyone and everyone, because that will only save us from this material existence. So what is the medicine that he told his expert followers and associates? To give the Hare Krishna mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Simply by chanting this Mahamantra, our consciousness will get purified slowly and gradually. So that is the only way in the age of Kali. So by following the same method, one can bring the materialistic men of this age of quarrel into order for peaceful life and transcend it. Otherwise, for material problems, material solution will not work. That's for sure. Okay. If we have a material problem to solve, material solution will not work. Only spiritual solution will work. So our material problem is main material problem, Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi. So how can we stop this? Only with a spiritual solution. The spiritual solution is given by Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his subsequent followers. So he has instructed Nityananda Prabhu, Haridas Thakur, and all other associates to go and request all the materially oriented people to chant Hare Krishna mantra. Jeev jago, Gaura Chand bole. What is that? Wake up, oh sleeping souls. Why you are still sleeping on the lap of Maya? Why you are still sleeping on the lap of Maya? Wake up, oh sleeping souls. That's what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said. So we are all still sleeping on the lap of Maya, thinking that Maya will be very, very good to us. But when Maya kicks us from left, right, and center, we will know that this is not a place for gentlemen. So in the age of coral, into the order of peace for peaceful life and transcendental realization, just like how Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his followers instructed, we should take up the chanting of the holy name of the Lord. Understand these are all merely temporary and it is not permanent. So we have to do this at the same time, detach ourselves from this entanglement and try to practice Krishna conscious activities, spiritual activities, so that we slowly and gradually progress in spiritual life and can attain the ultimate goal of life that is only possible in human form of life. No other forms. So since we have attained this human form now, don't give another chance to take birth. Maybe we don't know. We may take birth as animals, birds, worms, trees, plants, we don't know. So why to take a chance again? Why to undergo the vicious cycle of Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi? So this is the instruction given by the Acharyas as per the Shastras. This is given in the Shastras. The Acharyas are enlightening us with this information. So do not delay. Don't leave this, don't misuse this human form of life, which is very rarely achieved. Which is very, very rarely achieved. So this is the instruction to Vyasadeva by Narada Maharshi. Hare Krishna. Any questions or any comments?
So, Prabhuji, my question is that for the getting out from the clutches of Maya, like from the material.
What's the question? I didn't get to.
If you want to get out from the clutches of, can you
Maya.
hear me? No, Prabhuji, cannot hear me properly.
Yeah. If you want
and
to.
this material bonding, if we want to, is it possible, like you are saying, so my family also, and then you are also detached from the material, its desires. So, in your family, if you are staying in the family life, still you can detach from the material.
Yes. It is even while we are in the Grahastha Ashrama, we have to perform our duties, our responsibilities. There should be no discount on that, because since we have accepted the Grahastha Ashrama, as a husband, as a wife, as children, as relatives, every one of us some responsibility to carry out. While carrying out this responsibility diligently, we should detach ourselves from the result from this. We should detach. We should do responsible, but we should do in such a manner that we are not attached to it. So, how it is possible? Simply performing devotional activities. This is my responsibility, which has been given to me by the Supreme Lord as a husband, as a wife, as children, as friends. I have to carry out certain responsibilities which I am doing, but I am not attached to it. That is what Bhagavad Gita also says, Karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. We have the right to do the duty, but the result is not in our hand. We have a duty. Now, as a citizen, we have the duty, we have the right also. Okay? So we have a duty as a husband, as a wife, or as children, or as friend, or whatever it is. That duty, we have to fulfill it meticulously. The result is not in our hand. That's why it is said, Ma phaleshu kadachana. It's not that there will be no result. There will be result, but not according to what you think. The result is given by the Supreme Lord according to our karma. So don't expect the result as you think the result will be awarded to you as your karma, as per your karma. So, while carrying out our responsibilities in the grahasashrama, at the same time, simultaneously, we should think that, without expecting any result for the activities I am doing, and we are also doing the spiritual activities to get connected to Supreme Lord. So there'll be no reaction at all. There'll be no reaction. So when we are doing the activities with no reaction, we'll be eligible to go back home, back to whatever. When there is a reaction, good or bad, we are able to come back. So responsibility should be done, okay, should be carried out, but no expecting anything in return. At the same time, we have to parallelly devote ourselves to spiritual activities also. We have to side by side do spiritual activities, which will take us back home, back to Godhead. So we have to take both the material responsibilities we have to fulfill. At the same time, we have to do the spiritual responsibilities also. It is possible. Is it clear, Prabhuji?
Yes, Prabhuji. Actually, there was one thing also I have heard before.
Yeah.
Like this seems to me like a question somebody has asked.
Yeah.
So this question was answered in like this way, that if you are staying in suppose in your family, like you are like this is a job of God. He has given me this job. So I'm working for him for this particular, whatever position has been given to me, like a husband or wife. So like a servant, I'm working for this, but I'm not expecting anything extra from it actually. So that may be also a possibility of detachment.
Yeah. So as you said, that each one of us has certain responsibility to carry out. We should do it as a responsibility, not expecting anything in return. That's my responsibility, being husband or wife or father or children, whatever it is. That is my role, which I have to fulfill. But at the same time, we should know that I'm not the maintainer, I'm not the protector, okay? And I have to sail my own boat, or I have to fly my own aeroplane. I have to do spiritual activities for my liberation also. I should help them. That is my duty. But whether they accept or not accept, take it or not take it, that is up to them. Each one has individual independence and freedom. Our duty is to bring them in the proper line. But if they don't listen, we cannot do anything. We cannot compel, because we all have certain freedom. Instructing or advising son is for their betterment. It is our duty whenever it is required. But if they are not listening, if they are not obedient, what can we do? That is God's will or their karma. But just let him do whatever. No, that is not the thing. If he is doing some mistake, or son is doing some mistake, it's our responsibility to correct at the proper time. We should not be neglectful in that matter. But then result he should leave. The result is not in our hand. And at the same time, as I said, all of us have to sail our own boat or fly our own aeroplanes. So we have to take up spirituality side by side for our liberation. That we have to do. I hope it's clear.
Very cool, correct. Thank you.
Yeah. We have to pray. We have to pray for others' well-being also. We should try our level best also. But at the same time, we should not be negligent to carry out spiritual activities for our progress. We should do that. Nobody will come at the time of death. So we have to do ourselves. We have to sail our own boat. That time, okay, son will say, you go. Wife will say you go, husband will say you go. I'm not ready to come.
Yes, true.
So both we have to do material activities plus spiritual activity. Material activities, why? Because we have taken the responsibility. We are in the role of an husband or a wife or or a child or friend. So we have to fulfill that also. We cannot run away from that responsibility.
Correct.
That is why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told even Raghunath Das Goswami, because he wanted to come to go with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he ran from home many times. All the time, his parents brought him back because they had kept 4 or 5 security guards. Whenever he runs away from home, they will bring him back. Very wealthy family, only one son. So he could not do. So then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, when the time comes, you will come to me. Now you behave as if you are a totally, gross materialist person. Show interest in your business, in your father's business, but externally you show, but internally you detach yourself. Internally you should not have any attachment, but to show others, externally you show that you are so much interested in this business. But when the time comes, you'll come to me. So exactly when the time came, he could go from his house and join Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So wait for the right time. So when we are living in the material world, so for example, we are devotees. Okay, we want the devotee to be humble and meek. But can we show this humble and meek qualities in the office? No. I'm a humble devotee. I'm a meek devotee. I will not chastise you. I will not scold you. So it will not work. It will not be applicable there in the office. There, you have to be very strict with your work. Only then you can get the work done. So you being a devotee, yes, you should have the qualities. But where you have to scold and chastise or take stick, you have to stick, even though you are a humble and meek devotee. Just like Narada Maharshi told, the snake. The snake was complaining. I mean, the people in the village was complaining this snake is, causing a lot of trouble, always biting the people and people dies. Then Narada Maharshi came and told, why you are biting? Become humble and meek and don't trouble the villagers. From that day onwards, the snake stopped biting. Okay. Then the villagers, the children started stoning at this thing. Then it is not biting back also. Is because Narada Maharshi told he's a sage. So he just obeyed the instruction. After some time, Narada Maharshi came and the snake told, so I am being stoned by all these children. I cannot live here. It's very difficult. Then Narada Maharshi said, who told you not to hiss? I said not to bite. Hiss at least. When you hiss, they will get scared and they will go away. They will not shoot you. Similarly, even though we are devotees, according to time, place, and circumstances, we have to deal.
Correct, Pooji, correct. So based on our role and situation, we have to do.
Yes.
Wherever we have to.
But we should do things in such a way that we should not have any envy towards anybody. We should not have any grudge with anybody. Whatever we are doing, it should be to uplift the other person. That our activity should be only with the intention of uplifting the other person spiritually. To that extent, we should do things. At least even if we cannot uplift that person, at least he should not come down spiritually. At least where he is, he should not come down from that position because of our interaction with that person. Okay? If a person is 10% spiritually, progressed, with my interaction with that person, if he is coming down, it's not good. At least with my interaction, he should uplift himself. A person is chanting nicely, because of my interaction, he's not chanting, he stops chanting. Is it good for me? No. So with my interaction, that person should, increase the chanting, increase the spiritual activities. That's okay. So any activity should be for uplifting the other person. So if you are causing inconvenience or a disturbance in their spiritual activities, we are doing harm, we are doing aparadha. Whether it is our own people, family members, or outsiders, whoever it is. So with our interaction, we should try to help others in spiritual progress advancement.
Correct.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. So we'll stop here. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhya vacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo.